What's up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And I promised you a story, and now you are going to get the story.
Woo!
As you can see, the Ghostbusters items are on my screen. I'm finally getting around to this. I had promised this when I did the 60-second shorts. And in fact, one person got short with me and said, "Don't tease, just give us the information." Well, here is your information. I'm sorry that I made you wait, but we are going to give you the complete story of my experience with this Ghostbusters collection, including the lesson that everyone needs to learn that a lot of people make a mistake on. Now, the story involves these two fellas right here. I'm going to put a little box around them while we are highlighting them. Here we go. And I believe it was, it was either late February. I mean, it might have been early February. I don't even remember. It could have been end of January. Whatever the case, it was when we were able to buy stuff on the app at retail, and the stuff would just sit there forever. And I remember it was me, JT, from down in New Orleans. Shout out to JT. I hope you're watching.
Yay!
And it was Adam from the UK. Shout out to Adam.
Woo!
We were all sitting there early on the app. And I just remember Adam saying that the count was going down and that we were nearing the time when these things were going to sell out. So the first one was Ghostbusters 1 logo, the Moogly here. And I remember Adam saying, "Buy, buy, buy." He was just like going bananas, telling us, buy everything you can. Just spend that money and get it because this is going to be super valuable in the future. Just do it. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just like clicking away and praying to God I'm not going to go broke buying these things for $16.99. So I got a pile of them. I don't even remember how many. It might have been 20. And then the few days after that, it was the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man that was selling out. And Adam, the hype man, was telling us again, get these things and get them now. They were $26.99, and I bought like 20 of those. And I was like, oh, man, I'm going to be so broke. And my family's going to be so mad at me when they find out I wasted all this money on these digital dollies. That's what Adam used to call them. I got a bunch of these digital dollies. He's from Great Britain. Digital dollies. Well, I ended up making a lot of money from this investment because it wasn't but 3 months later that the prices exploded. And this is where you're going to learn the lesson. All right. So I was able to sell these things on eBay because the price spiked after I bought these things. And I was like pleasantly shocked that the going price at the peak for Ghostbusters 1 logo was, let me type it on the screen here for you. We'll get a drum roll or something like that. Here's what this was selling for on eBay, $550. And then Mr. Stay Puft, I believe at the peak was going for around $400. So I think I ended up selling 5. I don't even remember how many Ghostbusters 1 logos I had. I might have had like 25 of them. I know I sold at least 5. It could be more. I know I sold at least 5 Stay Puft. It could be more. And at that time, within a few weeks, I sold $12,000 worth of these things on eBay, paid a bunch of bills, went and bought a used car, and I still had 200 items left over. Still had lots of money left over from selling on eBay. And then I bought 75 more items. And then that's when I moved to Strategy 2.0, Crypto Pro Strategy 2.0. And that was HODL mode, accumulation mode. Now, when I had bought these things, I told my wife and kids that we were going to go to Florida on vacation and pay for that vacation with the Stay Puft Man because of the movie that was supposed to be released in the summer. 2 problems. Number 1, the movie didn't release in the summer. Number 2, I should have realized that movie releases and news releases don't always affect the prices on these NFTs. It's just like crypto. Sometimes you get this bombshell news announcement, nothing happens. Sometimes prices even go down. So it's like this. Show me the price movement and I'll show you the news that can accompany the price movement, because it's the price movement that governs, not the news. So that was mistake number one. Now, after that peak price, I'll show you what the price movement was on Ghostbusters 1 logo. So we'll say, for instance, let me just make a little chart here. This is going to be our little chart. And I'm going to make this the $1,000 line. And this is the $200 line. 400, 600, 800. Okay, I messed that up. This is 800, and then this will be 1,000. How about that? So as the history went, let's draw our little line on here as we purchased down here at $16.99, and then by March it started to pump, and we hit $550. And then we started to correct, and it did this. Just like a crypto whipsaw. Because I remember going back and selling some for $350, and then it just came on down, just like that. And so June 1st hit about here, and I was so far off of the goal because I predicted that by June of last summer, that because of the movie release, that we were going to peak at 24681. We were going to peak at $1,000, and I messed that up. It didn't go anywhere near it. Now, the mistake that people make is they think that after this whipsaw of distribution that the party is over and it's no good, so everybody sleeps on it. And you must not make that mistake. We went into the dog days where the price lays low like a dog and doesn't do much, and then all of a sudden we get a bump up and it starts to move up again. Now, it surpassed 500, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And then we had a quick run up, and this sucker went all the way past 1,000, and it peaked at $1,200. Guess what happened after that? Blow off top. There's a couple little rebounds right there, and now we are sitting at a price currently of 500 gems about. Okay, $500 is where we sit right here and right now for the Ghostbusters 1 logo. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man did the same thing. So in the peak of the market for Stay Puft Man, it went to about 400. Then we had the blow off top, and then it settled way down. It was about half of the logo. They were down in the low 100s. And then when we went into the markup phase, we had a blow off top, and if I remember right, 246, I think we surpassed 600, and now we're coming down, and we're already down here in about the 200 range or just below. So let's put another one up here. We'll get a price of around 200. So I'm not making this mistake again. What do you notice about this graph that I am drawing? You're noticing cycles, okay? So we had cycle number 1 right here, all 4 phases. It came out of accumulation to consolidation to blow off top to distribution to dog days. And then we went to phase 2, accumulation, blow off top, or consolidation, blow off top, the markup phase, and to distribution. Now we have to wait for the dog days. So don't make the mistake of thinking that the party is over. What you need to realize is that the next cycle will come. And based on what I have seen, these NFT items, a lot of them perform just like the cryptos. Now, in cryptocurrency, some charts are messy and sloppy and hard to predict. It's the same with the NFTs. Some of these NFT charts are super easy to see the 4 phases of price movement. Others are erratic and hard to determine what phase you are in. So that is the story. Now, by the time we got to the end here I'll tell you what I have as far as the count on these items. Let's see here. On Mr. Stay Puft Marshmallow, you can see it right here on the listing. I've got 14 of these left, and I might pick one back up. If we drop any much lower than, say, 190 gems, I'll get one back. And the same thing on the Ghostbusters 1 logo. If we can drop down to 200 to 300, then I'll get one back and bring that back to 10. 10 and 15 will be a nice number for me. And then I'll sit and wait and let these things play out as they go through the dog days. Okay? We want to let them hang low like a dog until the next the next consolidation phase and the markup happens. Now, what I'm thinking, and this is not financial advice, this is just my guess, I'm thinking that based on prior history, and it's not always 100%, that if the previous peaks were here, the blow-off tops, the next one is going to be astronomically bigger. So this first one was 550, and we went from 550 to 1200, okay? And then this one went from roughly, say, 350 to like 600. I am looking for 1200 as the next base on Mr. Stay Puft, which would be above my original prediction of where it will go. And I'm looking for the Ghostbusters 1 logo to probably surpass 2,500 gems, $2,500. So I won't be selling these until we get to that point. And then at that point, I'll probably sell a few, maybe 2 or 3 of each, and then sit and wait for the next complete 4 phases, the whole cycle to go through where I can pick them up again. So if I sell 2 or 3 at a few $1,000s each, then I would be able to easily pick them up again after the blow off top and fatten my bags. So that's Mr. Ghostbusters 1 logo and Mr. Stay Puft Marshmallow. Let's scroll on down and I'll show you. I do have one of the interactive Ecto that I sold a Delirian. I was delirious after I did this. I sold a DeLorean Ultra Rare for $600 so I could pick up an Ecto 1. And right after I did that, DeLorean shot the 1000 and the Ecto kind of stayed at $300 to $400. I was kind of upset about that, but no big deal. I'm still glad I have it. It'll make up for it in the future. You see, I have 4 commons and 1 rare. I'm going to be sitting on those for a long time. I also have 1 Slimer, and I'll be looking at Ghost Trap. I should have bought at the last Monumental dip, which was at around $250, and I did not. I would like to get a Ghost Trap to go with this Slimer just to play with it and shoot videos. I had 2 Slimers. I sold one at the peak at 275 gems, and it's down 100 gems already. So I got a free 100 gems from that flip. Actually, much more than that, because I bought these Slimers back when they were 60 gems. 60 or 70 gems, somewhere in that range. Now, when we look at the peak of Slimer at 275 and it's correcting down, we already know what's going to happen. On the next run, it's probably going to be upwards of 600 to 800 gems. Okay? I'm going to hold, maybe pick up that extra 1 and then sit back and hold. Okay? So, don't make the mistake I made where you lose a little confidence because you made a price prediction that doesn't come true. The biggest mistake is not allowing enough time for these valuables to mature in price. Don't make that mistake. People want to flip fast. What can I get right now and make some gems by tomorrow, next week, next month? Big, big, big mistake. If you would set it and forget it, buy this thing and set it aside and pretend you don't own it for another 6 months to a year. You'll be thanking yourself when this thing goes parabolic. I'm so glad I didn't sell the entire collection last spring. Now that I have this knowledge, I know that patience will pay off. And right now, even though money is tight and I could sell a lot of these items to pay the $10,000 that I need to put together for my daughter's tuition as she is in architecture school at my alma mater of Mizzou, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to struggle. I might have to go get a job at McDonald's and hold out, because if I hold these things, I might be paying her tuition and paying the house off. Patience pays off. Well, I hope you liked my Ghostbusters story. And let me know if it was valuable and if you learned a lesson from this. And also, I want to do a quick shout out to all of the fantastic countries that are tuning in to the Crypto Pro channel. Here is the list. We now have Mexico, Argentina, Vietnam, France, Spain, Canada, Russia, Thailand, New Zealand, Latvia, Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, and Turkey. All right. Now, if you did not hear your country on this list, please shout out your country so I can shout you out. And then I want you to go back in your native land and tell a friend or two and get more people tuning into the Crypto Pro channel so we can all make this a better world, crossing the boundaries of conflicts around the globe and getting to know one another, building friendships. This is going to make the world a better place. Did I say Russia? Yeah, I did say Russia. All right. I was going to mention something else, and now I can't remember what it was. I don't remember. But as I'm speaking like this, I will say something that caused me to get a good laugh. Someone in a few videos ago, when I did my impersonation, they said, you know what? This is what it would sound like if Goofy was impersonating Obama. And I almost busted my ribs laughing because I went back and watched it, and I exactly sounded like Goofy impersonating Obama. That was like so hilarious. So thank you for that comment. I appreciate that. It's the cartoon version of President Obama. Well, that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. Much more content coming. Thank you for all the comments and the ideas. And the reports will be here before you know it. This is Carlton, and I'm out.